Hey guys, Zanian here, and welcome back to another garden episode. I've been pumping out a bunch of episodes lately, and so yeah, I hope you're enjoying all those. Anyways, today we're gonna do a build and a garden update. It's been 4 weeks since we planted all this stuff, and look at it. I mean, you can just see it behind me, how crazy that is. In fact, the basis of this video is how crazy these tomatoes are. Also, we got a lot of flies around here from the chicken poop, so we're gonna have to dig that up, use it as fertilizer, and start using some different fly traps. But anyways, as you can see, most of the tomatoes are growing above their trellises, and once they do that, they just start to fall down onto the ground, mix up together. You can't even tell which one is which, and basically you just get, well, last year we didn't get it, but this year it's basically going to turn into a giant blob. So what we're going to do is try to separate these using the rest of over there. You can see we still have some of that mesh from the fence, so we're going to try and separate them into their into 3 rows, because we need to be able to walk through here. That's the most important part. I don't know if we have enough trellis to do that. If not, we'll probably put some stakes into the ground and use some string to tie it up, but we're going to work on that today, and we're also going to work on some fertilizing techniques that I found. I don't know if they're going to work, but just a bunch of random different things we're going to try. And since we have 9 tomato plants, we have a lot to experiment on, as well as cucumbers and the watermelon we might work on, and some peppers. So first thing I'm going to do is just measure these to see how much of the mesh we need, see if we even have enough, and cut it out into different shapes and sizes. Alright, so I've decided to put the trellis on this side, since if I put it here or here, well, if I put it here, we'll have no way to harvest a single one of those tomatoes. And right here will give us the space to walk around these. It's going to be difficult though. So the next thing that we'll do is we're going to put 4 stakes, one right here, here, there. We need to fix this first, but we'll put some stakes there, probably about this high, and then we will run all the twine around them, and that will be our makeshift mesh. And then for this one, we might do 4 stakes. If I don't have enough wood, we'll just do it 2, just enough so that I can walk through here. So get working on that. Alright, well, our very makeshift trellis is done, and I usually never do this, but this year, basically mostly since I've been taking more care of them, the tomatoes are going crazy, and I believe that they're going to reach this 5 feet right here. So yeah, it's very makeshift. We're probably going to have to come back here and fix the back, because there's not much. There's just these strings here, and we're hoping that they will climb towards the sun, which is over there, and just, you know, mesh together, which doesn't matter now anymore. They're gonna be massive tomatoes. But yeah, that's what we got right here. It'll keep them out of this area. I don't know if we're gonna be able to walk like through that, but it'll keep them separate. So I gotta figure out what we're gonna do with these other 2 rows here. A bunch of PVC pipes all under my bed. There's a lot of crazy things under there. And I got one of these thin little sticks right here. So yeah, we're gonna measure these out and probably try to make individual like little tomato trellises, because we got to get in there, you know, and be able to harvest it. Making 3 walls is gonna be really hard to fit through. Hey, I'm up here on the chicken coop. Yeah, look at that peach tree right there. I just found another large PVC pipe, and you can already see our massive tomatoes. So this is not gonna look good, but it will make the tomatoes a lot taller and more productive. Alright, so for this, I think we're just gonna have 2 rows, well technically 3, but it'll be separated by these 2 plants and those 2 plants. So we'll be able to walk in, hopefully keep those 2 in the middle pretty small, and hopefully be able to access every plant, but still let them grow pretty tall. Alright, well, PVC pipe is not the best thing to build this with. I'll show you why. You probably already figured. It bends really easily, which is not actually good, because then the strings can be really weak. Like, I don't even know if the tomatoes are gonna be supported at all by this. So I looked up there, and we got chicken wire, which is a lot smaller than this, but it'll do the same thing. It'll keep it out, but give it something to branch on. For this one, we kind of wanted to have something like this rope here. We wanted to have something that the tomatoes could climb on, but it would keep them back, but still, you know, be kind of like air accessible. Like we could easily reach in and harvest the fruit. But yeah, just because the PVC pipes are bending, this is not strong. So I might actually remove them and replace them with some of those boards. But for this, we don't need to be able to harvest through the gate, because we can just come around the back and do it. So I think we're gonna just take some of that chicken wire there and do it like that. But I'm gonna remove these PVC pipes and try and do it with the wood. Cut and sharpened. Let's put them in here. We got it done. It's a lot stronger, and yeah, I'm really proud of this. No regrets. I think this is going to be a great addition, help with support and all. So basically, yeah, I took it all the way down to there because we need to be able to walk through. These tomatoes, I don't know what we're going to do with those, because they are kind of like the biggest ones, the beefsteak and the big yellows. But anyways, what this one does is it kind of cages them in, and it forces them to grow straight up. And since it's such a small little area, it's not very wide, as you can see, they don't have anywhere to like fall on the ground or anything. I gave it a spot right there because all those are gonna grow in, all the melons and stuff. But right here, it should just grow straight up. And you can see it's already, I've already been helping them down there, retain to their cages. Basically, it is a wall. But it's flexible enough that I can reach through, harvest the tomatoes, but it's not flexible enough to pull out too far. So if there's a heavy branch, it won't pull out too far, because another one will be pulling it out on that side probably, and it will just stretch it too much. I also layered them, so there's not just one string, and I started doubling them up around here, and I doubled up the bottom as well. So all we have to do now is figure out what we're gonna do for this one. And you know, I really like this idea, but this other wall, like, we need to be able to walk all the way around, so I think I'm gonna just push it back with the chicken wire. So I decided, you know, we have basically access to all of these plants very easily. There's no reason we need to block it off. I don't mind if they, you know, grow into each other like this, because I'll try to keep them back on this side, and we'll always be able to walk here. And plus, if we want to harvest like those, we can just get to them on the other side. This one will be a little bit different, but if I just keep doing what I'm doing, I can push them back. The only problem is they have nothing to grow up to, but these do, and it's gonna make like a cave around them, and that's not gonna be good because they all need a lot of sun. These are probably the 4 largest tomatoes that we're growing, unfortunately. So I really don't know what to do, but I think I'm just gonna let them kind of just grow into one large bush, and we can, we have access on almost every side, so there shouldn't be any problem harvesting. I mean, I say that now and it's probably gonna be crazy, but the ones on the other sides are the ones that are growing real tall, especially those cherries. So I don't think these need to grow any taller. They can start focusing their energy onto the tomatoes. So this video isn't over. We're still gonna do some fertilizing. So we're here in my fertilizer closet, and I found 3 things that we're gonna try out. And this collection is really starting to grow. We have the grass here for the longan trees, fruit trees, and these we're gonna use today. This is high in phosphates, and we're gonna use this on the tomatoes a little bit to see if it helps out the blooming. We're gonna use some of this seaweed extract, which is kind of like the fish, like the liquid fish, which you can spray on them, which really helps their leaves, I believe. And we're just gonna use some all-purpose fertilizer right here. Try all these out and see what they do. Also, I don't have any right now, but molasses, I've heard if you apply it at the base of the plants, is really good for the flavor, and it has a lot of good minerals and stuff inside. And also, if you spray water with an aspirin in it, that really helps out as well. On the leaves, it's basically like a vaccine. Makes their plant feel like it's being attacked, and it reduces a hormone that defends itself, and also it'll make the fruit taste great. And one more thing, if you spray Epsom salt on the plants too, I've heard that helps a lot. So we're gonna try all these things. Today we're just gonna try these 3, and since we have so many tomatoes, we could try it on just one. If it dies, then we'll still have the other 8. So yeah, all those things. And also, I just found this, which is one of those Miracle-Gro things. You hook it up to your hose, and you can fill this up with the fertilizer, or I would think some of this, and spray it over. And so we're gonna try this. I don't know if this still works. It's pretty old. Okay, so we have 3 different things to try, and 3 different groups of tomatoes. So what we're gonna do is, the fish spray will go on the ones at the back there. The blooming one will go on the ones in the middle. And the nitrates will go on the ones in the front right there. And then we'll just add a little bit of fertilizer to all of them. So I'm just gonna water these. Alright, I have no idea if I did that right, so I just dumped a little bit of fish spray on it, just a little bit of the watered down mixture, and then washed it down. So hopefully those don't die, but apparently that really promotes growth in the foliage. So these leaves are looking a bit small at the top, even though they're young, but hopefully that will give them a kickstart. So what we're going to do for the ones in the middle is we're going to do the blooming, and then I think we're just going to do that all-purpose fertilizer for the ones in the middle. And then we'll try like molasses and all those things separately, and I'll tell you about it. But basically, this needs to be, you can't just put it right onto mulch, because then it won't accept the nutrients. So we're gonna clear the mulch a little bit, push it in, and then we'll water it down after. Alright, now for these last 2, I'm going to apply some of the all-purpose fertilizer to the base, and we're going to put a little bit of that kelp spray on the top of them, on the leaves, and see if that helps. Alright, we just loaded planted this watermelon up with tons of stuff. I don't know if that's gonna help it or burn it. That's why we watered it down. But I also, like, I stepped on it today when I was working on the tomatoes, and you could see like just how yellow this is. It's lack of I don't know what the yellowing is. Maybe lack of calcium or something, or nitrogen. But yeah, I really want to get watermelon because I've actually grown these for probably about 5 years without getting any, mainly because, you know, I didn't care that much. I was like, we're gonna get all these, I'm gonna focus on that. But these, you know, it's just one plant, not expecting to really get anything. Last year we got close, we got a pretty large one about this big, but it just, plant died out before we could get it. So this year we are gonna focus on this a lot more, since we're trying to grow more difficult stuff, like all the plants in the Centropic farm over there. But yeah, this guy, I basically just gave it everything we had. The nitrogen is so that we can get a ton, like that was grass fertilizer. Literally, I just want giant leaves climbing up this thing. We're gonna have to clear this off. Really big leaves. We're not flowering too well yet, so I gave it this, and this is also for the roots. It's a 0-10-0, and then the all-purpose, you know, that's just for all-around growth. I'm gonna give it some blood meal later, which is also another nitrogen supplement. I don't know if we need that much after all this pure nitrogen, but yeah, I'm hoping that that will really help it out and not kill it. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it for the work we're doing today. I will show a little bit of what it looks like now, because this is supposed to be an update video. It's more just focusing on the tomatoes, but as you can see, the rest of the stuff is growing crazy. It's all the way up to my waist, pretty much. Like, everything in this patch is at least up to my waist. Even these are kind of getting there. And same, the cucumbers are not, I don't know what's going on down there. But yeah, they're climbing up really high. We're making a lot of leaves here. I'm probably gonna learn about the fertilization of these two, what nutrients they like, because, you know, we just want a really healthy garden that just produces the most that I can possibly get with the land we have. Enough over here. I'll show you front. You can see it's just a jungle. I didn't think it was gonna get this big when I first planted it. Last year they didn't get too big because I overplanted. They all hogged like all the nutrients, and their leaves were much smaller. But, you know, literally, I think you could plant 4 zucchinis, one here, back there, and it would literally fill up the entire patch. You throw a pumpkin in there and for sure. But yeah, that's the front here. It's looking real nice. Hopefully those tomatoes are gonna grow up real tall and hog all the sun for the ones in the middle. Passion fruit I'm not gonna show, we just showed that. Grapes, well, they are getting a bit larger. They are edible size now, but they're supposed to turn red, so I'm hoping for that. And I'm letting this pumpkin creep out around here. Peppers, really not that much. They are blooming now. We are starting to get some large ones. This is supposed to be a peppercini. This is huge. I didn't even know. What is this? Gypsy. Okay, that's not what I thought I bought. This one right here, leaves are just getting smaller and smaller. So we're gonna, actually right now, I'm just gonna throw some nitra and some of that all-purpose stuff on there. But this one, look at how well this is doing. This is pretty similar plant to that. And look at how much larger its leaves are, just because I pruned it so it didn't focus all its energy into all these little flowers and making the leaves tiny. So same with that one. It's not doing as well, but it's doing pretty well. And I also think shade helps, because peppers they like sun, but they don't want too much. But seriously, go ahead and do that pruning. This one I was a little late to, but this one I did right off the bat. Man, it is doing well. Just threw some of that pure nitrogen on these plants because they could use some help in the leaves. I don't want to fertilize the plants that are doing well too heavily because, you know, they're doing well. We don't have to fertilize them. They could use some nutrients, could use some help. We're gonna do it. I mean, this project is mainly to focus on survival and like easy crop cultivation and stuff, but you know, I kind of want to take it to the next level since we have all these fertilizers and science. Okay, herb patch shouldn't take too long. Just took a look at this. The basil is going crazy. Like, usually by now the basil it does this. It curls in, it's all flat, and basically the leaves look like that. They look like triangles, but this one, they are still staying circles. That's really nice right there. I guess because I harvested the top, it's starting to work towards the bottom. Oh my goodness, I didn't even... No, wait, look at our green onions. Wow, those are harvestable. We're gonna let them grow quite a bit more. Also, the onion chive back there is basically, it's almost the size of a regular green onion at the store already, so that's fine. So, what is going on with this? Cilantro, that's what it's called. I almost called it celery. Cilantro, kind of yellowing. We're getting the flowering, and if you put this in shade, then I've been told, like, it doesn't flower. You could just keep getting it over and over again. But since this one was already starting to, I'm just gonna take these seeds and let them grow, and I'll just regrow it from seed, maybe somewhere else, maybe in the shade probably. The dill, I harvested all that, made some delicious dumplings with it. Dill is very strong, just keep in mind that. But yeah, made some dumplings with that, and they were really good. And now most of the dill is gone. Parsley is also doing really well here too, which is surprising. It's usually more in the winter, but yeah, it's doing really well. I don't use it too much though, so that's fine. And also our chives, the ones we planted, are starting to grow up, but we already got that one, which is blooming. Kind of can see down there those purple. Oh, there's a nice one down there. Look at that. The kale is going crazy, but it's getting eaten by the white butterflies you may have seen around here. They make these caterpillars that are little green guys. I can't find any, but I will tell you, they are very hungry. They literally are wrecking these plants, but since, like, they can't even compete with how fast they're growing, and I mainly feed them to the chickens when they need some vegetables in their diet. They can't get up to this one though. This is literally turning into a tree. Look at it. It is taller than the Logan right there. The Logan is a little bit lower, but like, that's crazy. I mean, if you let plants grow, this thing's been growing for many years, they just keep on growing. A lot more. I think this is a second wave of blooms on our passion fruit up here. This guy, I don't even know what he's trying to do right now, but they are climbing onto the fence, which is great news, but is also terrible news because they're gonna have to stop right here, but they're not gonna want to, and they're literally gonna be climbing all over that, and I don't know how. I'm gonna have to make like a little thing that goes over it. I guess I'll just show these trees real quick, and I'll name the ones that we're gonna plant besides what's already here. Watched my previous videos on all the planting, you should check those out, but if not, basically this is a syntropic tropical fruit farm, and basically it's just all planted really close together depending on the height and, you know, how much sun you need, so that we can maximize the use of the space here. We're gonna have all grass in the middle. Basically, these are all crazy, like, tropical stuff that is not meant to grow here, but I'm trying to grow. And what we're gonna have a few plants that are not in, but basically what we have is a banana right here, banana. I think there might be a pineapple right there, coffee, pineapple, mango, pineapple, jabuticaba right here. This thing's already growing. Huge coffee plant right here, pineapple, Logan, and then over here we're gonna have a papaya grown from seed. We got a red grape right there, another pineapple, and then a Logan right there. And yeah, this Logan is a little bit small, so that's why we got the other one over here. But this is basically gonna be tropical fruit paradise. We even got more stuff down there. I'm sure you've seen the giant banana flower right here. Only noticed this like a week ago, and it was already on the other side of the fence. So we pulled it over with these temporary straps. These are karate belts. And yeah, we got this giant flower. Like look at this. It's probably 10, 15 pounds or something. And if you take a look up here, it's already filling up with bananas. We might need to pull this back farther because they're gonna just hit into the fence. But this plant right here, this is a dwarf banana. You may have seen the other video. We traded some of our baby shoots for the larger banana over here. So what these do is they grow pretty tall and straight up, so it's gonna be fine to have them here, and we'll cut them back, and they'll give shade for the coffee. All right, so this video is getting really long, but yeah, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and remember, subscriptions are open, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Please share the video though if you liked it, and try out these tips and tricks, and stay tuned for tons more garden stuff. We're probably going to work on this entropic farm next because we got sprinkler system to build and a greenhouse to build. But anyways, thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode. Leo's trying to get to me.